You're listening to the Crystal Bar podcast, where crystals, astrology, and aligned living meet the cycles of the moon and year. I'm Claire, and each week I bring guidance and stories to inspire you to live with clarity, connection, and purpose. So take a deep breath, make this time for you, and let's begin. Hello, today you join Arnie, Ivy and I. Yes, we are all sat together today. It might be the fact that I've got little treats in my pocket. We've just been out for a wander and I've still got some left over, but they're now curled up sleeping. But I think they were kind of giving me the guilt trip, the puppy eyes, the old dog eyes, trying to get the rest of the treats. I've also added some new crystals into the lounge, and I feel like it's changed the atmosphere of the room again. On my reading desk and writing desk, I've got a brand new smoky quartz, clear quartz, and amethyst. And I feel like that calming energy is definitely having a serene injection. In fact, my poor husband, he works so hard anyway as a builder. He never used to fall asleep too early, but now sort of when he comes home, has his bath and whatever, we have a nice dinner and he gets all cozy and relaxed, and then he puts his favourite shows on or we have a little chat. And then suddenly he gets sort of more relaxed into the sofa and is falling asleep. I feel like the amethyst and the grounding energy of the smoky quartz is definitely having an effect for sure. And I'm sorry if you can hear like a squeaking behind me. I've got like a silky pillow behind me and it's every time I move it's creaking and squeaking. Oh my gosh. Hopefully my editor will edit that out. Anyway, okay, here we are. Hope you had a great week. We went off to an open garden at the weekend, phone free. It was bliss. Didn't take any photos, but I have the memories etched in my mind. That was so nice. We've got an exciting week coming up. I'm not going to say too much. I'll fill you in afterwards, actually. But wherever you're listening from, I hope you've had a great week. As always, whether you're walking your dog, if you're driving to work, you're cleaning the house, you're folding the washing, or just like me, enjoying a quiet moment with a cup of something nice. Thank you for spending a part of your day with me. If you've been feeling a little bit off, you may have tuned into my astrology posts, yes? Oh my gosh, I'm getting more into it now. I love it. Do you know what? I feel like you guys have been on the journey with me. I started off by doing a little bit of astrology, like horoscopes. I'm now studying the planets, the alignments, and how it's going to affect us all. So if you're into astrology as well and wondering why you might be feeling like you are, do check out my posts on Facebook and Instagram. I tend to post when there's anything major happening. There is today. I'll talk to you about it in a moment. There was yesterday, Venus, Jupiter, all that lucky energy. But the next few days, there isn't much. So if you're feeling like you're going to get overwhelmed, I promise you won't. I promise you won't. I'm just trying to keep it as simple as possible, fleshing out all of the details so it's easy to read. It's not overwhelming. I'm working hard to educate you. And this is all going to culminate. I feel like my next course for the Crystal Bar Academy, after a few years of studying, after a few years of being taught and guided, I feel like my next course will be astrology. A few of you have asked. It's on the cards. It's in my mind. I'm penning out a guide. I'm penning out a basic structure. I'm talking as well to my teacher. So watch this space. I feel like this could be a good next move for the courses for the Crystal Bar Academy. I am learning hard, honestly. I'm not just going to dive in with not much wisdom. I feel like I've turned a corner, though. That's what I'm trying to say with you all, letting me waffle on about planets and alignments. I feel like it's all started to really click into place, and I'm feeling very confident now about sharing that knowledge even further and educating you all and empowering you all. But this week feels incredibly refreshing. After some of the deeper emotional work we've been moving through recently, There is a real sense of momentum building, particularly around communication and friendships, confidence, learning, and finding people who truly understand you. And if you have been feeling a bit stuck or isolated or uncertain about your next step, I think you are going to love astrology. There is a lot going on. Like I say, we've got a clear few days. However, this week is going to remind us that sometimes the answers we're looking for don't necessarily come from sitting alone trying to figure everything out. Sometimes they arrive through conversations, a new friendship, a course, a workshop, a community, or simply being brave enough to put yourself out there. And we're also building towards the new moon in Gemini and, of course, the summer solstice here in the Northern Hemisphere and the winter for you guys in the Southern Hemisphere. So there's a real sense that we are standing on the edge of a new chapter. So with that being said, my loves, shall we dive in? So today, Wednesday the 10th of June, we have Mercury square Saturn. Now, Mercury is the planet of communication. It governs the way we think, the way we speak, the way we learn, the messages we send, the conversations we have, and even our technology and travel plans. You probably hear about Mercury mostly, but Mercury going retrograde. But when it's square with another planet, and in this case Saturn, it creates a very different energy because Saturn is the teacher. It is responsibility. It is boundaries. It is structure. And Saturn is asking us to grow up, take ownership of our lives. And when these two planets form a square, which is actually a challenging 90-degree angle in astrology, there can sometimes be friction. Imagine the Earth, okay? And you've got, say, Mercury in one part of the sky, and then draw a line all the way to the Earth, then do a right angle, and then at the end of that right angle, you would get Saturn, okay? So that's how to visualize it. I do little diagrams on my graphics on Instagram if you're at all interested. You may actually notice, though, let's get into this. What might you notice over the next few days? You might notice people are misunderstanding what you're trying to say. You might find yourself repeating yourself. You might have a heavier conversation than expected, and someone may expect more from you than you're willing or able to give. Plans may need adjusting. Technology could test your patience. But here's what I love about this transit. Mercury square Saturn isn't actually trying to stop communication. It's actually trying to improve it because of that teacher element. It's asking you to communicate more clearly. So, in other words, speak honestly. Establish healthier boundaries. Stop saying yes when you mean no. And stop carrying responsibilities that belong to other people. One thing I've noticed in my life is that many of us are incredibly generous with our energy. Of course, most of us want to help everyone. We want to support everyone. We want to solve everyone's problems. But eventually that becomes exhausting. And this week asks you to remember that your energy is precious. Protecting your energy doesn't make you selfish. I want you to remember that. It actually makes you more sustainable. Because at the end of the day, you can't pour from an empty cup. And if you've been feeling emotionally stretched recently, this Mercury Saturn energy may show you exactly where some adjustments need to be made. So, my crystals for this energy, I did give you some on the graphic, but if you're feeling overwhelmed, I'd recommend working with smoky quartz to ground you. Blue lace agate for calm communication, fluorite for mental clarity, and black tourmaline for energetic boundaries. And then this week, hang on, let me just have a little look-see because I feel like I've just written that date down wrong. Let me just get my charts out. Let me just have a little look. One moment, my loves. One moment. This is the real. Let me get my chart out. I put it away. Okay, yes, Friday the 12th. Let's have a little look-see. No, it isn't the 12th. It is indeed Saturday the 13th. Okay, yes. All right, okay. When I put my notes down, I looked at the charts and I got it slightly out. I thought it was the 12th, but it is Saturday the 13th to the 9th of July. We've got quite a big happening. Venus is going to enter Leo. It's actually one of the most exciting shifts of the week, bar the new moon. Honestly, this feels like the atmosphere is going to change completely. Venus is the planet of love, of beauty, of self-worth, of pleasure and relationships and money. And Leo is ruled by the sun. And Leo wants to shine. They want to create. They want to celebrate life. They want to express themselves unapologetically. And for many of us, the last few weeks have involved a lot of emotional reflection. So you might have been assessing your relationships. You may have been looking inwards or trying to understand why you're feeling like you are, trying to heal old wounds. But now Venus is ready to step onto the stage, and this energy is asking, what have you learned about yourselves? How have you been growing? Where are you still playing small? Because Venus in Leo wants you to remember your worth, not to be arrogant or boastful, but in a healthy way, because the world benefits when people share their gifts. So if you're creative, I want you to create. If you're talented, I want you to share it. If you've been hiding in the background, perhaps this is your moment to step forward, because Venus in Leo reminds you that confidence isn't something we're born with, it's something we practice. The more you trust yourself, the more opportunities seem to appear. So if you need some crystal support for this, I want you to grab your carnelian because it's perfect for enlightening your confidence. Sorry, one moment. Oh, sorry about that little sneezing fit. So we've got carnelian for your confidence, sunstone to help you shine brightly. You've got citrine to encourage abundance and self-belief. And I'm going to pop in golden healer because it's going to help you recognize your own value. On Monday, the 15th of June, we have two very exciting things happening. We have got, Venus is going sextile Uranus. It sounds very rude, I know, but there we are. So just as Venus settles into Leo, she receives support from Uranus. This is exciting energy because Uranus is the planet of surprises, of innovation, of breakthroughs and freedom. And when Venus and Uranus work together, life often introduces us to interesting people, unexpected opportunities, and you might find a friendship may appear out of nowhere. You could even have a conversation with someone that could inspire a completely new direction. I also feel like for some of you who are on the cusp of something, you might even find a collaboration may develop, which is very exciting because you might suddenly feel inspired to join a group, start a project, learn something new. And this energy is particularly supportive for creativity. So if you're an artist, a creator, a teacher, a writer, a healer, an entrepreneur, this is going to be good for you. And because both Venus and Uranus have strong social themes, this really is going to be a great start of the week for finding your people, your gang, your community, if you will, the people who understand your passions. And at the same time, in fact, I've got that date wrong again. What am I doing? Hang on. The 15th is Monday the 15th. Hang on, let me have a little look-see. Let me consult my chart again. Hang on. Okay, I'm so sorry. We're learning in real time here. So yes. Okay, one moment, please. I need to actually consult my diary. At the beginning of the year, I plan out everything. Let's have a little look-see. Let's have a little look-see. Bear with, as she furiously tries to read all of her. Okay, yeah, it is the 15th. So why did the chart say the 16th? Okay, right. Monday the 15th is glowing up like we've never glowed before because, yes, I was right. 3:54 a.m. in the UK. At 3:54 a.m. in the UK, on the 15th, we also have the new moon in Gemini. If you're listening elsewhere in the world, particularly in the Southern Hemisphere, do check out your local timing. So I think it's going to fall around closer to midday, perhaps 1 p.m. of that day. Looking at my chart, that's looking at Sydney. So I know there's a lot of time zone differences in the Southern Hemisphere, but it's around midday if you are in the Sydney area of Australia, okay? Sorry that I'm a bit naff. I'd be here all day giving you all the times otherwise. But it's the new moon in Gemini, my loves. It's the new moon in Gemini, which is one of the most curious signs of the zodiac. If you know a Gemini, you'll know what I mean. They love questions. They love learning. They love people and ideas and possibilities. And this new moon is asking us to become students again, to become curious again, and to remember that we don't have to know everything before we begin. This is one of the best new moons of the year for starting a course, joining a class, attending a workshop, reading a new book, or improving your communication skills, or developing an exciting talent. If you've been waiting for a sign to learn something new, this is it. And because Gemini also rules friendships and local communities, this new moon is asking you to just open your eyes because it's going to bring significant new connections into your life. Sometimes one conversation changes everything. Sometimes one introduction changes everything. Sometimes one course changes everything. So please, at this time, remain open, follow your dreams, and allow the new moon, to follow your path. Obviously, as well, it is a new moon, so it's a great time for setting your intentions, manifesting your desires. So get clear on what you want, make your wish list on the day, and then pop your clear quartz, your citrine, your pyrite, your tiger's eye, any of those manifestation crystals on top. Keep it where you can see it and allow that to inspire you. Now, at time of recording, it is the 10th, and we're about 11 days away from the solstice. Oh, for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, the summer solstice arrives, marking the longest day of the year. It's a celebration of growth, abundance, light, and possibility. For listeners in Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and other parts of the Southern Hemisphere, you'll be approaching the winter solstice, a deeply spiritual time of reflection, wisdom, and inner transformation. So, whilst we're going to talk about this more next week, I want to just give you a little bit of a head start for gathering crystals for your solstice rituals. For those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, look at sunstone and citrine, carnelian and clear quartz. For those of you in the winter solstice element, look at moonstone, labradorite, smoky quartz and amethyst, and spend some time now thinking about what you want your next season of your life to look like. We'll cover this more again next week, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of a heads up, okay? It's that time. Shall we do your horoscopes for the week ahead, my loves? Okay, here we go. Aries. This week encourages you to speak honestly about your needs rather than assuming others already know them. The new moon supports learning, networking, and exciting conversations that could lead somewhere unexpected. Taurus, your attention turns towards security and self-worth. Trust your abilities and remember that you don't need to prove yourself to everyone around you. Gemini, This is your new moon and a powerful fresh start. You may feel ready to reinvent yourself, launch a project, or begin an exciting new chapter. Cancer. This week encourages rest and reflection before your birthday season begins. Listen carefully to your intuition. Leo. Venus entering your sign is going to bring extra confidence, charm, visibility. This is not the week to hide your talents. Let them shine. Virgo. Career matters receive a boost. New opportunities may emerge through conversations and networking, but keep your eyes open. Libra. Learning, travel, and personal growth are highlighted, so say yes to experiences that broaden your horizons. You never know where they may take you. Scorpio. Trust and deeper connections become important themes this week. It's time to let the people around you support you. Sagittarius. Relationships receive a fresh breath of energy. Honest conversations can strengthen important bonds. So say yes to that date, that day out, or the plans that you may have been a little bit scared of saying yes to. They're going to broaden your horizons. Capricorn. It's time to review your routines and responsibilities. Small changes now are going to create long-term benefits for your future. Aquarius. Creativity and self-expression are highlighted this week. It's time to let your individuality shine. And Pisces. Home, family, and emotional well-being are going to become priorities for you, so focus on creating a peaceful foundation. So I've got a little affirmation for the week ahead. Okay, so I want you to repeat after me. I attract the right people, the right opportunities, the right conversations, at exactly the right time. Let's say that all together. I attract the right people, the right opportunities, and the right conversations at exactly the right time. Keep repeating that if you can, and then just see how things start to unfold for you. So this week's astrology isn't asking you to do more, okay? It's asking you to connect more. So you're being called this week to connect with people, connect with possibilities, connect with learning, and connect with your confidence, because somewhere within the conversations, the opportunities and friendships that appear this week could be the beginning of a completely new chapter. But until next time, my lovely, take care of yourself. Keep looking up, and I'll speak to you again very soon. But remember, the right crystal will always find you. Before you go, I have a very special discount code for you, especially for those of you who love buying crystals. So, the code is podcastcrystal. If you use this at checkout at thecrystalbar.co.uk, you will get a very secret discount. And yes, it is a secret because I changed the value of the code throughout the year. So who knows what discount you will receive. But I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. I hope you found it beneficial. And if you have, I'd be really grateful if you could just leave a comment, leave a review, and of course, if you have a friend who loves crystals just like us, please do share it with them. Sending you love, sending you light. Have a great week, because honestly, my lovelies, you really do deserve it. And as I said earlier, remember, the right crystal will always find you.